Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. A Tuesday edition of the program. Miss Peaches at the controls, ready to field your phone calls. You got a lot coming your way. Yeah, you right. Oh my God, are you kidding me? This weather, Miss Peaches. This is where I want my dream studio. The one where we have the roll-up doors and this whole platform is on rails, and we just push it outside. You know, all the equipment, everything. The whole studio, like, you know, on like some kind of stage. You know, they have these, a few football stadiums, I think Arizona. The field's on like a tray. And it goes like outside the stadium to get sun and water. And then when they have a game, they bring it in. Or if they have some event like a motocross, they have the cement floor. They can put dirt and motocross. They have a concert. They have the dirt. And the field's out like it essentially like not in the parking lot, but in an area where it gets watered and can grow. And they can mow it and do all that. It's a real grass field. They open up some doors. Might just be like, you know, 3-foot door, whatever this tray needs to slide in. I wish we had roll-up doors right here and we could just push the studio outside, huh? Probably need a big floppy hat or some sunblock, but it's absolutely gorgeous weather. And if you go to like weather.com, wherever you get your weather, it's like for the next 10 days. I see no rain in the forecast. Next week, like Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be high 50s in the morning. Yeah. Wow is right, Miss Peaches. WOW. Wow. High 50s. And we're barely going to creep into the 80s. And then when you add the low humidity, fantastic. Really great weather. You almost feel guilty in a way because you're thinking about these folks in Tampa, St. Pete that are about to get crushed. It's just sad. Again, Hurricane Helene was less than 2 weeks ago. And now they're going to get this Hurricane Milton, which just looks as ridiculously bad as Helene, maybe worse. As far as Tampa, because it's going right at them. Bringing a storm surge. They're saying out in the Gulf, the wave action around that storm, around the eye of the storm, 20 feet. It weakened from a Category 5 with maximum winds of 180 miles an hour down to a Category 4 overnight, but it's picking up now in the Category 4 range. It's at about 155 miles an hour, so it's right on the cusp of going back to a Category 5. It was expected to hit the Tampa, St. Pete area in about 22 hours, like 1, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Now it's forecasted to hit there tomorrow night, maybe around 7, with 100-mile-an-hour winds at least. 100-mile-an-hour winds across the entire state. Like Orlando's going to get 100-mile-an-hour winds. Walt Disney World, Universal Studios shut down. Everybody's evacuating, mostly north. Some people, because it's so much traffic going north, are going south. But if that storm shifts to the south a little, you're really kind of screwed. But some folks are heading down to like, you know, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, even towards the Keys. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're playing the Saints this Sunday in the Dome. Normally they'd be practicing in Tampa all week, get on a plane like Friday or Saturday and come to New Orleans for Sunday's game. They're in New Orleans right now. They're going to practice in New Orleans all week. They're going to do what they would normally do in Tampa here in New Orleans because they had to get out of Dodge. They had to get out of Milton's way. No, just really a sad, sad story. They're talking about up to 15 inches of rain, maybe even 18 inches of rain across Florida, the path of the storm. No, we're having glorious weather, as nice as it gets. One of the reasons we live down here, just incredible weather, 60s and 70s. Late next week, we'll crank up a few mornings in the 50s, overnight in the 50s. And in about a 2-week period, Major Hurricane Helene and now Major Hurricane Milton hitting Florida. I mean, there's no silver lining to any of this, but compared to us, a dysfunctional, broken state with a bad economy and not the greatest representation in D.C.? Florida has a good economy, a lot of population. That means they've got a lot of representation in D.C. What are we down to, like 7 House reps now? Used to have 9. Our population's declining or stagnant, and other states are growing. Florida must have 15, 18 House reps, and of course, 2 powerful senators. Google that for me, Miss Peaches. How many House representatives in D.C. does the state of Florida have? If we've got 7, Florida might have 25. Seriously. I don't know how many reps they've got. They've got 22 million population. You know, the country's got about 340 million. The 22 million's about what? 7% of the country's population in Florida? No, they must have a lot of House reps in D.C. Cassie Sherm, Channel 6. 120 House reps in Washington, D.C.? Oh, no, that's the State House. That's the State House. Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm gonna pull it up right here, Miss Peaches. Number of congressmen in D.C. from the state of Florida. 28. There you go. Jeez and Pete's. 28. We got 7. 28. My God. So no, Florida has a great economy. They got 22 million people. They've got 28 reps in Congress plus 2 senators. So you got 30 representatives. We've got 9. They've got more than 3 times what we've got. So Florida's got their you-know-what together. We're very dysfunctional and broken. So Florida will be able to rebound from this a lot quicker. Watch North Carolina, how quickly they rebound from Helene. Because North Carolina is a well-run state that's got, Charlotte and Raleigh-Durham. Now, they're nowhere near the population of Florida, but they're well-run and they're well-representative. And they've got their you-know-what together, and they're not dysfunctional, and they've got a vibrant economy. So the business leaders lead, the politicians hold the door open for the business community. Here it's the other way around. The politicians lead and don't do a very good job. So Florida, I'm not saying they can handle it or North Carolina can handle it. They can just handle it a lot better than Louisiana can. But it is sad. Keep those people in your thoughts and prayers, and hope the storm surge is not as bad. Hope the storm dies down somewhat before it hits Tampa, St. Pete. Hopefully it picks up speed and beelines across the state into the Atlantic quickly and does as little damage as possible. But it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. No, I was saying Cassie Sherm at Channel 6 investigative reporter tried to interview the city's CAO Gilbert Montano, and he just sort of walks away, and he looks guilty. He doesn't look like somebody who's just a civic-minded person. Now, I think he came into this as a good guy and then got caught up in New Orleans politics. It happens. But boy, incriminating comments, huh? Tickets are getting passed around this town. Like, it's just like, hey, it's a normal thing. It's like Terry Davis, the spokesperson for the city. We're a social town. I'll go to an event and they'll have free drinks and food. It's like, what are you talking about, Terry? Just so limited. But, this guy was like the media relations person for Nagin towards the end. Now he's the media relations person for LaToya Cantrell towards the end. He's like 0 for 2. Both those cats, one was indicted and went to jail. Another one's about to get indicted and go to jail, most likely. Not a good track record for him. But Montano just avoiding Cassie Sherm, and then just this sort of deer in the headlights look. Not a good look. Just looked guilty. A Luling woman is guilty. 51 going on 71. Tammy Villan, arrested, aggravated cruelty to animals. Literally was pulling a dog tied behind her vehicle with a rope, getting dragged down the street. Somebody had to stop her and free up the dog. The dog's in critical condition. Just crazy. She got arrested. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. The weather's great, but you're probably still running air conditioning. Soon you might be running heat. Hey, New Orleans. Hey, Baton Rouge. Everywhere in between. Total Maintenance is there for you. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys. Honest. Air conditioning experts diagnosing it right away. And speaking of right away, they come right away if you need air conditioning and soon heat help. TM-AC.com. Think Total Maintenance. TM-AC.com. They got you covered in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Corey Johnson with you. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LaBarre by Causeway. Smoothie King.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and
Tractor Supply.
Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you, the 4 o'clock hour on a Tuesday. Some of you might be tuning in going, Corey's, where's the governor? Yesterday, I posted it on Twitter, an email from Kate Kelly of the governor's office about how he had a tax meeting and had to postpone today's interview. And, I was bummed out, frustrating. 17 emails back and forth with the governor's office. And when I bumped into Jeff Landry at the Chop House on Magazine Street one night and asked him if he'd come on the show, he said, sure, let's do it. Get in touch with Kate. I'd be glad to come on. It'd be fun. That's what he said. That was like 9 weeks ago. So, yeah, it's a little frustrating. But also, I don't think the governor's lying. I think he does have a tax meeting. But I was just telling Miss Peaches, which is kind of frustrating. It wasn't like I was looking for an exclusive, but I figured, hey, I'll get him on sometime one week, and he won't be on anywhere else. But it's the opposite. He's on like a few other radio shows and doing television interviews because he's pushing the tax changes he wants to make. They're having a special session next month up in Baton Rouge. So although I think I'm going to do the best interview because it's not some conservative talk radio station that's kissing his rear end. And I'm not out to get him or attack him. Just do a journalistically sound interview. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'll do the best interview. No, but it's me doing the interview. So I think fair and objective is what I try to do. I don't have an agenda to attack, and I don't have an agenda to lube up my head and insert it up his rear end either, Just something journalistically sound that you probably don't get in a whole lot of other places. Maybe some television folks. But no, having him on, and he's on a bunch of other stations, and it was all kind of a big bummer. But hopefully we'll get this done in the next week or two. What I said yesterday, I'm tenacious when it comes to reaching goals and getting something done that should happen, that's viable. That's not like, hey, Miss Peaches, I'm going to go outside and flap my arms and fly today. Something that's realistic. And getting the governor on this show when he gave me his word that he would, I'm going to hold him to that word, and I'm going to be tenacious, and I'm going to be relentless, and I will get him on this program. I promise you. And it's for you, the viewer, the listening audience. And that's why I'm going to ask legitimate journalistic questions. I was talking about it yesterday. These conservative outlets that have him on, it's like a big friendly, reunion. It's like two pals talking. I mentioned WBOK, the little black AM station in town. When they get on the mayor or Vappy or the sheriff, it's a joke. It's a big butt kissing. It's softball pitch after softball pitch. What's your favorite color? Hey, when you're at Baskin Robbins, do you like chocolate chip or, vanilla? It's just pathetic. It's a waste of time. And what's sad is I don't know how I don't understand folks that do what I do. I mean, you're in front of a camera, you're in front of a microphone. There's a responsibility involved. How do you just sell out so easily? How do you just sell out? How do you lay your head down in your bed at the end of the day, just you and your maker, and you just were a total sellout and just a butt kisser? That's just horrible. Now, again, I'm not out to attack anyone, but fair questions, journalistic-based interview, not some pals, thing. Anyway, so some of you expecting the governor today, I was too. And I literally posted the email on Twitter just so everyone would realize Corey wasn't just saying he's getting the governor and then the day before he's going to say it's canceled. But that's exactly how it went down. When I got that email yesterday, I thought it was, Corey, don't forget, tomorrow the governor's coming on, reminder, something like that. Not that I needed a reminder. But no, it was the opposite, a cancellation, and that was a drag. Hey, every day this program on radio, on television, on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's all brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra on the car corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10, right on the corner, right on the price. 45 years, the big store, Lamarck Ford. Lamarck Lincoln, the number one Lincoln dealership in the state. And now Lamar Crescent City Ford across the parish on Jefferson Highway. The legendary Ford truck dealership, commercial trucks, vans, SUVs for you in stock, on the lot, ready to go. They've been at it over 80 years, now under the Lamarck umbrella. Every day this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner, and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway. Hey, I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. 50 big bucks to the city's premier day spa. Guys, I've had a massage at the Woodhouse. It is absolutely wonderful. And guys, your lady friend loves the Woodhouse Day Spa. 5 locations, 2 on the South Shore, 2 on the North Shore. By the Mall of Louisiana in Baton Rouge, Slidell, Mandeville, New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner. They got you covered. WoodhouseSpas.com to book an appointment, to print your own gift card, any denomination. WoodhouseSpas.com. Name 3 of the 4 Louisiana stadiums the Saints have played games in. Name 3 of the 4 Louisiana stadiums the Saints have played games in. 1 or more may not exist anymore. Question number 2. By the way, Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. New Orleans venues that professional basketball has been played in. Name 4 of the 5. I want 3 of the 4 stadiums in Louisiana where the Saints have played games, 3 of 4. And I want 4 of 5 venues that New Orleans professional basketball has been played in. 4 of the 5. Now, I just, off the top of my head, wrote down a list of New Orleans prime steakhouses. I was talking about this with Fletcher Mackel on Friday. We were discussing, great fried chicken. And, he had mentioned something about Roman Harper was on the show. And Roman Harper's like, man, I'm from Alabama. I know fried chicken. And I hear you. There are a lot of great places for fried chicken, but Alabama is like anywhere, Kentucky, Tennessee, anywhere in the South that has good fried chicken. They're all battling out for 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, best fried chicken. Clearly, the best fried chicken on planet Earth is the city of New Orleans, and it's not even close. There might be 30 or 40 places that serve fried chicken, like 30 or 40. And most of them have very, very good fried chicken. And it's not just like Little Dizzy's on Esplanade, a block off Claiborne, which has fantastic fried chicken, or like McHardy's on Broad by Gentilly, by the fairgrounds, where you walk in and leave, nowhere to sit. It's like counter service. There's a bunch of places besides those that have great fried chicken, like Mr. Ed's, or, a lot of places. Galatoire's, it isn't even on the menu. Galatoire's, I know it'd be hard. Like, give me the fried chicken. Get the fried chicken. Seriously. There's so many great places that serve fried chicken in New Orleans. And it's not even close. I mean, the second best place may not be in the South. It might be like New York City. Just because of the sheer population and size, there's a lot of places that have fried chicken in New York. No, the New Orleans is clearly the best place for fried chicken. We are underrated for pizza. I mean, per capita, we might be the number 1 pizza city in America because New York and Chicago are so much larger than us. We have a few dozen places like fried chicken, a few dozen great pizza joints. And prime steakhouses per capita, I mean, I guess Las Vegas, just because some of these casinos will have like 2 steakhouses that serve prime steaks. But New Orleans, we probably have like 20, 25 prime steakhouses, or restaurants that serve a prime steak or 2 on their regular menu. Name me 5 prime steakhouses in Metro New Orleans. And you can even, like I said, places that'll serve a prime steak. I'm thinking of a couple right now that have excellent prime steak. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 that I've got. And I'm missing a few. I know I'm missing a few. Name 5 prime steakhouses in New Orleans. I've got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse. 766-9480. Name 4 of the 5 New Orleans venues where professional basketball has been played. 766-9480. Name 3 of 4 Louisiana stadiums where the Saints have played a game. 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Cassie Sherm, Channel 6, down at City Hall. Gilbert Montano, the CAO of the city. She just wanted to question him about the city budget. And Montano just was like walking off. Cassie Sherm was, not relentless, but just doing her job. Can I ask a question? And they had like a media person, handling this woman in between Montano and Cassie Sherm. The photographer for Channel 6 just beeline past everybody and past Montano walking away and got a shot of him straight on. And he's like looking back and just looked like a deer in headlights. Just looked guilty. Wasn't a good look for Gilbert Montano. No, sad, to be honest with you. Boy, thank you, Luling folks, for stopping the woman in her car, dragging a dog down the street with a rope around it. Just sickening. No, the dog was saved. It's in, serious but a critical but stable condition at a vet clinic in Luling, in or around Luling. Just crazy people, crazy. Hurricane Milton focusing in on the Tampa-St. Pete area, maybe 26, 27 hours away from landfall. Corey Johnson with you.
The city's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. We broadcast live on the radio every day. We're simulcast on television. I can see the TV commercials playing. And that Tracy's TV spot, the brand new Tracy's, is incredible. Did you go there last night for Monday Night Football? Saints taking on Tampa in the Dome. It'll be on TV at Tracy's. Tulane, LSU. The Pelicans cranking up. They had a 2-point victory in the preseason game yesterday at the arena. That was like a matinee game. And they had a pretty good crowd at the arena. I was shocked. Yeah, legendary Tracy's has moved right down Magazine. They're now on the corner of Magazine and Pleasant. That's in between Washington and Louisiana, like catty corner from that Bromart bro. The new Tracy's, it literally is bigger and better than ever. 2 stories and a big balcony on Magazine Street. Really tough to beat. So many flat screen TVs, including in the main first floor area, like 120-inch bad boy, a big monster. All your favorite teams, Saints, LSU, Tulane, Pelicans, Major League Baseball playoffs, Premier League soccer. They got you covered at Katie's, the ultimate sports bar in New Orleans. And unlike a lot of, quote, sports bars that might have a TV or two, Katie's has a ton of them. And unlike other sports bars that really don't serve good food, Katie's has a full kitchen and has one of the best roast beef po' boys in the city. When it's time to check out your favorite sports teams, it's hard to find a better place than the all-new Tracy's. Legendary Tracy's, bigger and better than ever. Magazine at Pleasant between Washington and Louisiana. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, any sport, anytime, Tracy's on Magazine. It truly is a no-brainer. I guess Gilbert Montano falls into the no-brain category. I mean, he seemed like a good, legitimate guy. I've got to give credit to LaToya Cantrell when credit is due. It's very rare. I think I'm very fair and objective about the mayor. I think some folks like Corey just bashes the mayor all the time. No, Corey looks at junkie Cantrell going on all these trips, pretending that they're about the city of New Orleans, when not a single dollar or a single job has come from all of these trips. Not a single dollar to the city. The opposite. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Might be north of $1 million now. All these trips. Vappy going, friends and acquaintances, within the mayor's office going. Just one big joke, one big junket. Google junket. Look up the definition of junket. It's a taxpayer-financed vacation for a politician, under the guise of, hey, economic development. It's a joke. It's sinful. It is, at the very least, low integrity, low morals, low ethics, illegal. So no, I think I'm very fair with the mayor. She makes her own bed. She has to sleep in it. But I thought like the hiring of Ghassan Corbin over at the Sewage and Water Board, like 25 years in Milwaukee. That's what he does. Coming down here trying to fix this broken system. He's a legitimate hire. Mitch Landrieu hired Cedric Grant, this anointed, appointed political hack who was in like New Orleans city government for 30 years, now pulls like $180,000 a year pension for the rest of his life. Talking about sinful, no ethics, integrity, morals, a blank resume. It's like John Ilario, nothing on the resume for Cedric Grant. Just a bunch of appointments and anointed this or that. I'm driving on the Lafitte Greenway, riding my bike. There's that pool right by Claiborne. On the plaque from like 91, Morial administration about the building and the pool. Cedric Grant's on there, some crazy position he knows nothing about. Ran the Sewage and Water Board, had no idea what he was doing. I'll give Cedric Grant a month to prepare, and I'll take a test publicly about the Sewage and Water Board, me and Cedric Grant, who used to run it, and I promise you I'll do better. I'll know more than Cedric Grant, without a doubt. He's just another stooge, like I said, anointed, appointed hack. $180 a year. I mean, it's $180,000 a year. What's that? More money a year than like 95% of all New Orleanians? It's just terrible what the city does. No, we get nothing out of a Cedric Grant, and he's pulling $180,000 a year in retirement, not working. It's absolutely insane. Folks out there listening to the show, 19 out of 20 are like, damn, 180 grand. I'd love that. I'd love to be pulling 180 grand. And this dude doesn't even work and makes 180. So no, the Ghassan Corbin hire, legitimate, not an appointed, anointed hack, not a politician, a guy that ran the Milwaukee water system for decades, like scoured the country and got a legitimate person. I thought, Montano was that. The mayor could have easily, hired a bunch of black men and women and just done that appeasing, placating thing. Instead, Ghassan Corbin's Lebanese. He's like me. He's a Syrian guy, Lebanese. And Gilbert Montano's Latino, and brought him in. He has experience doing this. So, I give the mayor credit for that, not just pulling the Cedric Grant crap. Does she have a bunch of Cedric Grants? I'm sure, if I just thought about it for a second. But Montano, I think, was my guess, a pretty honest guy. And he got hooked up in New Orleans politics, saw the people around him doing the same thing, and kind of got pulled in. I'm not cutting him any slack. He's either, two things are going to happen. He's going to get indicted, or he's going to be a cooperating witness for the feds against the mayor. But if you saw today, Cassie Sherm, investigative reporter at Channel 6 at City Hall, wanting to ask Gilbert Montano about tax, questions about the city, budget questions. He just looked like a deer in the headlights. Had this woman in between him and Cassie Sherm, like, well, he can answer this. He's right there. You're like speaking like for him. He's right there. It's insane. Thanks, lady. I'll ask Gilbert. He's 5 feet behind you, literally. And Gilbert just wide-eyed like a deer in the headlights. It was sad. Almost feels bad for this guy. Like, poor guy comes into town and gets suckered into the corrupt New Orleans political game. And now he's in real trouble. And he's even incriminated himself. Tickets get passed around this town, like trying to justify it. It was like crazy Terry Davis, the media person for the mayor. The mayor wouldn't speak to Cassie Sherm. And Terry Davis, like, I go to these meetings and there'll be like drinks and food being served. Like, he's trying to make it that like that's legitimate. That's a good comparison. You're going to some city meeting. Of course, they might have like a little bit of food, some snacks and water or Cokes or something. But it's not, some prime steakhouse meal or some high-end restaurant meal. It's not iPhones or Saints tickets. But Montano, tickets get passed around this town. It's like, yeah, you're a public servant. You're not supposed to take anything of value, especially from someone that it could influence how you think. And taking from the Zeton guy who was hooked up to the, independent inspector, Randy Farrell. It's like, yes, it is a clear connection of quid pro quo and influencing a public official. And Montano should have known better, but justifies it and even incriminates himself. I mean, mind-blowing. That's when a lawyer's like, shush, don't say anything. This is why. Tickets get passed around this town. That's exactly why lawyers tell their client to shut up and not say anything, because you might incriminate yourself. No, it was just sad. I'm sure it'll be on Channel 6 News tonight. It was on Cassie Sherm's Twitter. I reposted it. You can go to mine at Corey Johnson and check it out. No, it's just sad and pathetic. Just the guy's right there. He's got this woman in between Cassie Sherm and him answering the questions, and then he just looks like a deer in the headlights. He starts walking off. The photographer beeline passes him from Channel 6, doing a great job, gets in front of him to shoot some video of him. Just really sad and pathetic and typical New Orleans politics. We struggle. Don't have a good economy. Been struggling for 40 years. Re-elect an ineffective mayor. It's Ray Nagin 2.0. Nagin gets reelected, and in the second term, all kind of criminal behavior. LaToya Cantrell gets reelected, second term, all kind of criminal behavior. It's mind-blowing, man. Just rinse and repeat. We love just banging our head against the cinder block wall, blood flowing down our face, basically have a concussion. We're just smiling, teeth knocked out, just keep banging that head like it's a positive. Crazy. Like this Luling woman, Tammy Villon, Veilln, Villon. Some citizens had to stop her in her car. There's a rope tied to the back of her car. She is dragging a dog down the street. Maybe some mental issues, maybe on some drugs. I have no idea. Maybe not on her medication. I have no clue. But arrested, aggravated cruelty to animals. This would be an animal. Now, that was like 2:00 yesterday in Luling. No, I'm glad she got arrested. Cruelty to animals. Insane. Corey Johnson with you. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. Trey Yen in Mandeville, so good. Lunch specials Tuesday through Friday, 10, 11, $12 for not Chinese food, Chinese cuisine. And yeah, how about dinner tonight? I'll tell you something about Trey Yen, one of the best seafood restaurants in the metro New Orleans area. The Long brothers have embraced our seafood bounty with a little Chinese twist. Some of the best Chinese cuisine in America, Trey Yen.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard. On Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ola Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District. Hey, I've got not one, not two, but 3 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. A little trivia, a couple of sports-related one's food-related. Name 3 of 4 Louisiana stadiums where the Saints have played games in. Down in Thibodaux doesn't count, that black and gold scrimmage. That's a scrimmage. I'm sure they played at Strawberry Stadium when they did training camp in Hammond. Name 3 of 4 Louisiana stadiums where the Saints have played games in. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. I believe there are 4 stadiums where the Saints have played games in the state of Louisiana. Name 3 of the 4. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. You got the answer? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. New Orleans venues where pro basketball has been played. I think there are 5 of them. Name 4 of the 5 where pro hoops have been played in New Orleans. Name 4 of the 5 venues. I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you if you got the answer to that. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Now, there might be 15 or more. I got 15 on my list. I think there's probably like 20. I know I'm missing a few. Name 5 prime steakhouses in New Orleans. Name 5 prime steakhouses in New Orleans. I'll even take places that serve a prime steak that aren't steakhouses per se. Although my buddy Alfred, his dad, would say you want to get a steak, you go to a steakhouse. You don't order it at a restaurant. Interesting advice. Name 5 prime steakhouses in New Orleans. Give me the answer to any of those 3 questions. I've got 50 big bucks for you, good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. Great job by Cassie Sherm at Channel 6. Just trying to interview the city CAO, Gilbert Montano, about the city budget, and he walks away, and it's not a good look, Gilbert. You look guilty. If you're not guilty of anything, try to come up with a better look than that, and don't avoid Cassie Sherm when she wants to ask you about the city budget. But he has already publicly incriminated himself. You know, this tickets get passed around this town. That comment is kind of crazy. Tickets get passed around this town. What, you got a little computer problem, Miss Peaches? Yeah, go ahead. Is it this guy? Yeah, the one with the stuff plugged into it. Yep. Yep. Uh-oh. Miss Peaches says there's a floppy disk problem. She's almost right. It's practically true. Tickets get passed around this town. That is just not a good comment to make. Like I said last segment, that's when a lawyer tells his client, don't say anything, I'll handle this, because a lawyer knows what to say and what not to say. And Montano just thought, oh, it's a harmless statement. No. You're basically saying you got tickets. You take tickets for free, and you're a civil servant. You're an appointed person by the mayor. You're the CAO of the city, and you're taking Saints or national championship tickets for free because they get passed around this town. But in another town, it wouldn't be okay because they don't get passed around. I mean, just a crazy comment for someone as educated as Gilbert Montano, and an incriminating comment. The feds are all over that comment. Not believable. Not believable. Hurricane Milton, I mean, less than 2 weeks ago, Hurricane Helene hit Florida. Tomorrow night, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, Hurricane Milton is expected to slam into the Tampa-St. Pete area. It weakened from a Category 5, 180-mile-an-hour max winds, down to a Category 4 overnight. Still, the winds are 155 miles an hour, 155, and it's strengthening right now. It might fade back into a Category 5, although expected tomorrow night to landfall in Tampa-St. Pete as a Category 4. Hopefully, it goes down to like a 3. And hopefully it picks up speed and beelines across the state of Florida and is out in the Atlantic, lickety-split. Last thing Florida needs. I did mention, they've got 28 congressmen in D.C. representing the state of Florida. I said we have 7. We have 6. We had 9 at one time. I guess 50 years ago we had 9. Now we have 6. Our population is stagnant. Other states are growing, so we're losing congressmen. We're losing representation in D.C. Florida has 28 congressmen, and they've got a vibrant economy. So they'll bounce back quickly, like North Carolina is going to bounce back quickly because they're not a broken state, a poorly run state like Louisiana. They've got their you-know-what together, and they've got a pretty vibrant economy. The business community leads in these states. The politicians open the door for the business community. Here it's the other way around. Politicians want their hand out. Anyway, Tampa tomorrow night, not in the afternoon. They're expecting, 110-mile-an-hour winds when it hits Tampa, and then like 90 to 100-mile-an-hour winds when it goes across the state of Florida, including Orlando. Then into the Atlantic, 10 to 15-foot storm surge, could even be higher. Up to 15 inches of rain. Some meteorologists saying up to 18 inches. Disney World, Universal Studios closed down. The Tampa Bay Bucks already in town. Tampa Bay plays the Saints Sunday. They're here in New Orleans already. They're going to train and practice for Sunday's game here in New Orleans. Crazy. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock power hour coming your way. Got a lot to cover in the 5 o'clock power hour. Going to give away some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates and a whole lot of other stuff. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Stick around, New Orleans. Thanks for checking us out on 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM. Cox Channel 4, Spectrum Channel 333. On YouTube, coming right back. Miss Peaches says, no, we're not. Sticking around. It is the 5 o'clock powwow cranking up. Yeah, I got $50 at the Woodhouse available for you. Little trivia. Name 3 of 4 Louisiana stadiums where the Saints have played games. There are 4, I believe. Name 3 of the 4. And I've got $50 for you good at the Woodhouse. They're in New Orleans, Canal Street, at Carrollton in Mid-City. They're in Metairie, near North Kenner, Transcontinental at West Esplanade. They're in Mandeville, East Causeway Approach, right across the street from the Mandeville City Hall, like 90 seconds from Trey Yen. They're in Slidell, about 90 seconds off the I-10 Gauze exit. And they're in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. WoodhouseSpas.com. WoodhouseSpas.com is the website. Name 3 of 4 Louisiana stadiums where the Saints have played games. How about hoops? New Orleans venues where pro basketball has been played. New Orleans venues where pro basketball has been played. I think there are 5. Name 4 of the 5. And name 5 prime steakhouses in Metro New Orleans. There must be 15 or 20 of those. Name 5 prime steakhouses. Corey Johnson with you. Coming right back. Don't move.
Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans' grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family-owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Yeah, you, right, Crescent City and beyond. 5 o'clock hour is upon us on a Tuesday afternoon. How about that weather? I got my Weber pit outside. Normally I'll grill, and by the next day after it cools down, I'll clean up the ashes and bring it back into the garage, the shed, whatever you want to call it. But I've left it outside the last few days. I might grill again tonight. I may have to drop coals tonight because this weather is absolutely outstanding, and it's outstanding for the foreseeable future. You go to weather.com, wherever you get your weather. It's like the next week to 10 days. By mid to late next week, overnight, early morning temperatures in the 50s, mid to high 50s. Can you believe that? Almost mosquito-killing weather. We could use that. But boy, just sunshine for the next week, 10 days, no chance of rain. It doesn't look like it, at least according to the weather folks, the meteorologists, and a lot of 60s and 70s. We might creep into the low 80s a few days in the next week to 10 days, but the humidity is going to be low. And yeah, like I said, in about 7-8 days from now, like mid next week, Wednesday, Thursday, temperatures overnight and in the morning in the 50s. 50s. No, we're not going to see 90s till April. The non-summer season has officially started. It takes till like mid-October. You know, when we're in like July and August, we're like, yeah, September's coming. It's like September's like May, you know. October is just like April. You know, the tail end of April, summer can creep in. You know, the beginning of April is usually fine. The beginning of October can still be like summer. But now we're fading kind of mid-October, and we're getting the non-summer season. We're right on the doorstep of it. It's happening right now. So the 6 months of summer heat and humidity pretty much in the rearview mirror. And we've got a good 6 months of weather in front of us. Sans the heat and humidity. No, 2 seasons in New Orleans. My sister lives in Virginia, about 2 hours outside of D.C., near Charlottesville. She gets 4 full seasons. It's like Kentucky, Virginia, you know, a lot, Southern Ohio, a lot of these states, Tennessee, they get like 90 days of summer, 90 days of fall, 90 days of winter, 90 days of spring, literally like 3 months of each, like almost exactly. It's pretty amazing. You live around the Mason-Dixon, you get all 4 seasons and you get like 3 months of each. It's pretty nice. I mean, even if it's a harsh winter, you know, it's 90 days long and then it's gone. No, we get 6 months of summer heat and humidity from like mid-April to like mid-October. And then from like mid-October to mid-April, we get the non-summer season. And we're up. It's here now. And it's one of the main reasons we live here. Get outside and enjoy this weather. It's fantastic. I had the windows down, the sunroof open today in the car, driving around. Just the breeze was nice. It's like, you know, natural air conditioning. 5 o'clock power hour is upon us. The 5 o'clock power hour this afternoon brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City. Doesn't get much more New Orleans than Katie's in Mid-City. It truly is the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant. serving up all those goodies you expect, and then maybe some things you don't expect. Like, I'm not saying they have this tonight, but they have it usually every few weeks. They'll have something special like soft shell crabs or pompano or doormat flounder. And Scott Craig is such a pro about it. You know, it's not like he has an unlimited supply. Like, we got 15 flounder. We got 18, pompano fillets. We've got a dozen soft shell crabs. When they're gone, they're gone. But it's just amazing. It really is. A mid-city mainstay. Iberville, corner Talamacus. It's Katie's. Another Scott Craig restaurant, Francesca Deli. I was there a couple of weeks ago. Great sloppy roast beef po' boy. About 15 specialty sandwiches to choose from, or you can build your own. It's a deli. Pick your bread. Pick the meat, the dressing, the cheese, the extras. And really great pizza, just like Katie's. Francesca Deli is on Harrison in between Canal Boulevard and West End. 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon, brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City. And don't forget Francesca Deli in Lakeview. Yummy. Cassie Sherm is an investigative reporter with Channel 6. She does a really good job. Journalistically led. She isn't out to get people. She's not out for some hit piece. She's not trying to get clicks. She just does a legitimate job, and it's not easy. Lee Zurich, David Hammer, Travers Mackel. These aren't easy jobs. They're hard jobs. You're going up against people that are deviant behavior people, and they don't like being questioned, and they will respond back in a harsh way. And these journalists just grind and do their job. Cassie Sherm was down at City Hall, wanted to talk with CAO Gilbert Montano about the budget, and went down to City Hall, caught him in the hallway, and he had a woman, I guess like his media person, in between him and Cassie Sherm. It was almost embarrassing. And even for Gilbert, like you could tell he felt kind of pathetic or weak that I've got to have this woman in between me when Cassie Sherm's trying to ask me legitimate questions. He kind of didn't know where to go. Then he finally the woman's like, well, he's not going to answer questions right now, or he'll answer that. And Cassie Sherm's like, well, let me ask the question. And he starts walking away. Not only Cassie Sherm doing a great job, the Channel 6 photographer, beelines past Cassie, beelines past the media relations intermediary, goes past Gilbert Montano, gets in front of him walking down the hall to get him on camera. Not going to get any interview from you, going to get you on camera running away. No, and Gilbert Montano looked like a deer caught in the headlights. I'm sure it'll be on Channel 6. Cassie Sherm posted it on her Twitter. I reposted it. You can go to @Corey Johnson and see Cassie Sherm's work. No, Gilbert Montano incriminated himself publicly. Quote, tickets get passed around this town. That's what he says, like it's an excuse, like tickets are always around town. Who am I not to take them? You're an elected official. No, excuse me, an appointed official by an elected official. The mayor appointed Gilbert Montano. He is a civil servant working for us. He works for us, the taxpayers of New Orleans. And that's why lawyers are hired. That's why lawyers tell their client, don't say anything. I'll handle this. Don't answer that question because you might incriminate yourself. You don't know the law like I do, the lawyer, the attorney. Tickets get passed around this town. Like now, if I was in Phoenix as CAO, the tickets don't get passed around, but here they do. And even though it's wrong for me to take anything of value, especially when it's coming from someone that wants influence from the mayor, I take them anyway because tickets get passed around this town. I mean, my God, the feds are salivating. They're like, bingo, thank you. Total incrimination. No, but Gilbert Montano knows he's in trouble, knows he's screwed up, has probably consulted with his attorney, and knows he's in, the feds are after him. He might get indicted. Two things are going to happen with Gilbert Montano. He's either going to be indicted or he's going to be a cooperating witness for the feds. One of the two. And I don't think this guy is like a deviant like the mayor. who came in, you remember, as a city council person using the credit card as a personal line of credit, already just low ethics, low morals, low integrity, deviant behavior. In some municipalities and states, it's illegal behavior, using the city council credit card as a personal line of credit. Just mind-blowing. So you knew going in there was baggage. And just like C. Ray Nagin gets reelected, rinse and repeat, citizens, just mind-blowing. We like to lose. And now criminal behavior. I mean, is it inevitable that LaToya Cantrell will be indicted? And it ain't going to be pretty. It's going to be just like C. Ray Nagin. It's C. Ray Nagin 2.0. A Luling woman yesterday dragging a dog behind her car with a rope. Citizens stop her, save the dog's life in critical but stable condition at a vet clinic near Luling. Tammy Veillon, Veillon, 51 years old, arrested, aggravated cruelty to animals, an animal in this case. No, it's good she got arrested. She should be arrested. I'll fill you in on Hurricane Milton, the second storm in 2 weeks that's going to pound Florida. Landfall expected tomorrow night. Just sad. Terrible. Hey, all Smoothie Kings are not the same. They're franchises. Different hours, different, number of employees, lack of a sense of urgency. I go to Smoothie King on Jefferson Highway across from Ochsner, and Jay and his dad's other location, Old Metairie, airline by LaBar. There's a difference. Smoothie King.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com. Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Ochsner, on Airline Highway at LaBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Hurricane Milton. Yesterday, 2 days ago, it was a tropical storm. Within about 15 or 20 hours, it went from a tropical storm to Cat 1, Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4, Cat 5. Yesterday afternoon, Cat 5, maximum winds 180 miles an hour. Overnight, it weakened down to a Category 4, but still winds of about 150, 155 miles an hour. Now it has strengthened again and is once again a Category 5 hurricane. This Hurricane Milton. Hurricane Helene hit Florida less than 2 weeks ago. If that isn't bad enough, northbound traffic on I-95 in Florida, very congested. Most gas stations heading up the evacuation route are out of gas. So the big fear now is people are going to be driving on the interstate and run out of gas and potentially block lanes of traffic. And so many people are trying to evacuate. Some folks didn't evacuate. In Tampa, St. Pete, Sarasota. I mean, these are communities right on the Gulf. Keep Florida in your thoughts and prayers. All we can hope for is that Milton diminishes in strength as it approaches the Tampa, St. Pete area. It's expected to hit there tomorrow, maybe 25, 26 hours from now, 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It was going to be like 1 in the afternoon tomorrow. It slowed down and is intensifying, absorbing that warm Gulf waters. No, hopefully it slows down. I mean, right now they're saying it'll probably be a Cat 3 or Cat 4 when it hits Tampa. Winds of 110 to maybe 130 miles an hour. Storm surge of 10 to 15 feet, maybe as high as 18 feet. 15 inches of rain, maybe as much as 18 inches of rain. No, we've got to hope for this storm to diminish in strength, a lower storm surge, and fast moving, like blow across the state of Florida and get out into the Atlantic quickly. Orlando's going to get hit by hurricane winds and rain. Orlando, on the other side of the state. Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, obviously closed. But the breaking news, Hurricane Milton went from a Cat 5 to a Cat 4, now back to Cat 5 strength, coupled with evacuating vehicles on I-95. There's no gas. Gas stations are out of gas. So people are going to be driving and potentially run out of fuel and block the interstate. That's a major concern in Florida right now. What a nightmare. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers play the Saints this Sunday in the Dome. They're in New Orleans right now. They got the hell out of Dodge before this storm hits. They're in New Orleans right now. They're going to basically do what they would do in Tampa as far as preparation for the game all week long. And I'm not talking sports. That's a mere incidental. But the point is that pro football team got out of Tampa because they knew that storms coming, storm surge coming. There's going to be a lot of damage, power outages. We may not be able to get out. later in the week. So getting out while the getting's good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just a real sad story. Like I said, Hurricane Helene less than 2 weeks ago hitting Florida. And now Hurricane Milton, which, Helene was so big in size. I remember when it was in the Gulf, I was saying, boy, they're getting rain in Charlotte, North Carolina from Helene, and the storm hadn't even hit Florida yet. It was that big. The outer bands were that big. So you're wondering how it flooded so bad in like Georgia and East Tennessee and South and North Carolina especially, because they got like 15 inches of rain pre-storm. Then the storm comes through. Then the back end of the storm dumps like another 15 inches. And some of my friends were like, dude, I don't understand how a mountainous area up in the hills, up in the mountains, like Asheville, it's up in the mountains. How can that flood? And I said, take a 5-gallon jug of water and pour it into your bathroom sink and see what happens. The bathroom sink's not going to be able to hold but maybe a half gallon, a gallon of water at most, maybe a gallon and a half. And then the drain can only take so much more, a lot less going down the drain than what's coming out of the spout of the 5-gallon jug. So the sink's going to overflow and flood your bathroom, flow out into the hallway, into the den, wherever. So that's a pretty good example. How do mountainous areas flood? Pour a 5-gallon jug of water into your bathroom sink and see what happens. No, it's so much. 15 inches of rain, then a slight stall, and then like another 15 inches of rain. So just too much for, it doesn't matter if it's, a pencil point. It's going to flood up there, and it's going to all flow down from there, but can't handle that much water. And not designed to and not set up to, and just total devastation in Asheville. Plus, a lot of these areas like East Georgia, South North Carolina, all the states have interstates, but some of the rural areas don't. They've got state highways. And when you're knocking out like a 2-lane bridge on a state highway, there's no way to get in or out. It's not like major interstate. So, yeah, lots of problems from Hurricane Helene. And no, Milton's not going north. Milton's supposed to cut across the state of Florida and head into the Atlantic. Like the panhandle of Florida, they're basically going to come away unscathed, not even get rain. But that Tampa-St. Pete area, which, they got a lot of damage from Helene coming up the, coast. They're getting a direct hit expected to tomorrow night about 6, 7 o'clock. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Hurricane Milton back to a Category 5. Just crazy. The way that storm intensified from a tropical storm to a Cat 5 in 15 or 20 hours is pretty much unprecedented. Maybe just a couple, 2 or 3 examples in recorded history of that. They were talking about, they don't even have a Category 6. They were talking about a Category 6 going out of the stage of what the top end of a Cat 5 is. I don't know what it is, 188 miles an hour, something like that. Crazy. It really is crazy. Hey, I've got a few $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. $50 big bucks at the Woodhouse. 2 South Shore New Orleans locations, 2 North Shore New Orleans locations, Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. The Saints have played games in 4 Louisiana stadiums as far as I can count. 4. Name 3 of the 4 stadiums where the Saints have played games in. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. New Orleans venues where pro basketball has been played. I count 5. I count 5 New Orleans venues where pro basketball has been played. Name me 4 of the 5. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. There's got to be 15 or 20 prime steakhouses in New Orleans. Restaurants that are prime steakhouses serving prime beef. Name 5 prime steakhouses in New Orleans. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Miss Peach is running the controls, fielding your phone calls. 766-9480. 9480, Rouse's Markets phone lines. Speaking of Rouse's, I was in there the other day. There's this drink that I like. It's like, it's better than Gatorade. I think it's called not Under Armour, Body Armor, I think is what it's called. And it's a sports drink, but not sugary and not, the bad stuff in it like Gatorade. Just stuff you need, the electrolytes and stuff you need, a high quality product. I'm like, man, I wonder if Rouse's is going to have it. Rouse's has the 20-ounce size and the big quart size. I'm like, typical Rouse's. And I like the lemon lime. They had that. And I didn't even know all the other ones. They got about a dozen flavors, and Rouse's has all of them. And Rouse's has all kind of other sports drinks. It's just typical Rouse's, what they do. The local stuff you need, the regional stuff you need, the national stuff you need, even international stuff. And this, not obscure sports drink, but has everybody heard of Body Armor? Not Under Armour, the, attire, Body Armor, this sports drink. Rouse's has it in all the flavors. I'm just I just kind of shook my head in the aisle, and then I just grabbed what I needed. I was like, typical. No, they got everything you need. Locally owned and operated, New Orleans grocery store. There are over 65 Rouse's. And when I say best quality, best selection, best price, I mean it. And convenience. These stores don't open late and shut down early. They work for you. They open at 7 a.m., each and every Rouse's. A few of them open earlier than 7. And each and every Rouse's stays open until 10 p.m., I mean, I was in New York for a wedding about a month ago. It was Sunday night. My neighbor was, taking care of the outdoor cat for me, Miss Puffy. And he likes Jim Beam. So I went to the Rouse's at 9:50 on a Sunday night. They were open. I got the 7-year-old Black Label Jim Beam for him. No, Rouse's Market, the wine, liquor, incredible selection, best prices. I don't know who sells more wine, liquor, and beer than the 65 Rouse's in the region. Seriously. No, and convenience, everything you need. 9:50 p.m. on a Sunday night. Rouse's was open. Gotta love that. Rouse's Markets. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you're right. Gorgeous weather. May have to drop some coals tonight. May go to the Rouse's, grab a slab or some ribs or chicken or pork. Do some grilling tonight, some seafood. Outstanding weather. And we got it for the next week and a half. I'll fill you in on more when we come back.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com. Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Young's Dry Cleaning. They've been at it since 1940. I'll make it simple for you. You're tired of your dry cleaner? You put on a shirt, a button's missing, or the collar is not right. Like, geez, I got to bring this back. Has Young ever made a mistake on something I wear? Yeah. About 1 out of 1,000 times, literally. They're the champs. They're the best dry cleaner in the business for a reason. They care. They're dedicated to you, their customers, and they've been at it since 1940. 84 plus years of excellence. Walk-up locations, free pickup and delivery, manless locker locations. No other dry cleaner has that. Find out more, youngsdrycleaning.com. youngsdrycleaning.com. No, experience the best. It's nice, when you're a New Orleanian and you've been here a long time and you have a lot of experience and you've funneled out the bad guys or the people that aren't the best, and you've kind of keyed in on your ace in the hole type folks, the folks that are the best at what they do. Dale and Don and Young's Dry Cleaning. I don't know if there's honestly, a radio personality in the United States of America that has been promoting a single entity as long as I've been promoting Young, since like the late 1990s. 25 plus years. Young's has been with me in this program. 25 plus years promoting Young's. Seriously, I don't know if you could go anywhere in America, a talk show host that has a client, that has an advertiser that's been with them for 25 plus years. I've been going to Young's, now that I think about it, probably for like 35 years. My mom's probably been going to Young's for like 50, 60 years. Literally. Young's Dry Cleaning. Legendary Young's Dry Cleaning. Truly a New Orleans institution. youngsdrycleaning.com. No, I've been talking about them for a quarter century. It's crazy. But thank you, because you keep responding and new customers at Young's all the time. And I never, ever say, tell them Corey sent you. Who does that? Hey, could I get a Big Mac? Yeah, Corey sent me. Hey, man, I just work. I don't even know who Corey is. You want fries with that Big Mac? Big Mac. I watched the Saints game with my mom last night, and the injury attorneys during the game. I mean, one commercial break, they had maybe 4 commercials played, 5 commercials. 3 of the 5 commercials were injury attorneys. Just mind blowing. There's something wrong with that. Anyway, some fast food commercial came on, and I was like, I think it was McDonald's or something. What was it? It was, no. Believe it or not, it's beloved Chick-fil-A. It was like some chicken sandwich with, I forget, something on top is back. And I'm like, doesn't that look disgusting? And my mom said, yeah. And then she said, I've never had a fast food burger. Like, we were talking about it. She's never had McDonald's. She's never eaten Burger King in her life, my mom. She's 93, but never when she was 30 or 40 or 50. And then I mentioned Bud's Broiler, and she said she might have had a Bud's hamburger like 30 or 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And then I told her, I was like, yeah, I last time I had McDonald's I was at LSU. And I remember getting a Big Mac. I'd left Murphy's Bar, and it was like midnight. And I went to the McDonald's, which at one time was the busiest McDonald's in the entire chain, the one on LSU's campus. And I got a Big Mac, and like 50 minutes later, I told my friend, I was like, dude, it feels like the Big Mac and the styrofoam container came in are in my stomach like original, like not chewed up and eaten. I feel like the Big Mac is got the 3 buns and the $2 million. It's just sitting in my stomach whole. And that was the last time I ever had a Big Mac. So that was probably like 88, 89. So like, I don't know. What are you talking about? 35 years ago? And the last time I had Burger King was I used to get the Whopper, and then I remember getting about halfway through it, and I was just like, God, this gray meat is just so nasty. I'd get sort of like sick just looking at it. So I switched to the Whopper Junior, and when I'd finished the Whopper Junior, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of satisfied. I don't really want any more of this crap. I would put the fries on the Whopper Junior and eat it with the French fries all together. And that was probably like 20 years ago, maybe early 2000s, 20, 25 years ago, the last time I had a Burger King Whopper Junior. I've had they're really crappy, I think, but I kind of like the Burger King onion rings. You know, they're like, I think they're minced onions, just sort of probably dehydrated onions formed into like a ring. They're kind of tasty, you know, but yeah, I doubt they're not like fresh onion rings. Anyway, so that's the last time I had Burger King. I've never had like a Checkers or Rally burger in my life. I've never, ever eaten at Taco Bell. Never eaten at Taco Bell, ever. I stopped eating Popeyes. Probably the last time I had Popeyes. I mean, I probably had like a leg or something like at Mardi Gras or like some party. But going into Popeyes, hey, give me a 3-piece, you know, all white meat with, with red beans and rice. I mean, every time I'd go, it'd be like, you know, either one piece of chicken was sort of nasty, you know, or the biscuits suck at Popeyes. And when I was a kid, they were awesome. Now it's just some frozen hockey puck, just crap. But you remember when 30, 40 years ago, they'd have that little glass booth and they'd roll out the biscuits. I remember they had a little chart. It'd have 5 biscuits. The middle one was like perfect. And the other 2 were like cooked too much, undercooked. And then they'd paintbrush the butter on the whole tray of biscuits and it would soak into the biscuit in there. I mean, I remember like in high school, early college, I'd go to the Popeyes drive-thru and just give me 2 biscuits and that'd be all I'd get, just a little snack. They were incredible, buttery, just homemade, made from scratch, incredible biscuits, not some frozen crap. But anyway, something was always bad at Popeyes. The red beans and rice, just grease on the top or too much rice and the rice is overcooked, something. So like I don't go to Popeyes anymore. I don't, Domino's Pizza, like college, probably the last time. I remember coming home with buddies. We'd get a Domino's Pizza and we'd be like, man, we wanted a little more cooked. So we'd throw it in the oven. And then I'd wake up the next day and I'm like, damn, I don't remember eating any of the Domino's Pizza. And I'd look at the oven and it was still on. And then I'd open up the oven. There's just this black disc in there. Like we put the pizza in the oven and passed out, and it just cooked for 8 hours straight, Yep, whoops. Oven's still on, too. That's safe. Let's blow up the house. Or the pizza catches on fire and burns down the house. So, no, I'm not a big fast food eater. But speaking of Chick-fil-A, in the morning, I haven't done it probably in 6 months, but I might stop and get like those chicken nuggets, which just, I don't know, they're kind of greasy and salty. And, I'm breaking off some crusty, crispy stuff, that's just unnecessary. Why am I eating that? So, I guess the waffle fries are okay. And Chick-fil-A's are very clean and well-run, that kind of thing. I think that's why they're beloved. And a lot of folks love Chick-fil-A. I get it, but I don't get it because I don't really want to eat that. And then I do like Raising Cane's. I used to go probably once a week, once every 2 weeks, just like an inexpensive meal. It's like the cheapest meal that I can get going out. And it's like my meal at Raising Cane's, I get a Caniac with an extra finger. It's like $19. I'm spending like $20 at a fast food joint. But I get them. I went in one time at Cane's. I think I was like down in St. Bernard where life is hard. And I pulled in and went to the drive-thru. I was like, is there any way to get less batter? And they're like, we can do them naked. And I'm like, well, what's naked? And they're like, no batter. I'm like, yeah, let's try that. And they come out a little greasy, I guess, because they cook them about 4.5 minutes. I inquired about this. That's how geeky I am. And then I would go, I want them extra crispy, like cook them like 6 minutes. And it makes them much less greasy, makes it like fried chicken. There's no batter on them. Now, what's funny is the first time I got them, they're like half the size of a breaded tender. The breading's like 50% of it. So I get them extra crispy and naked, and they're pretty good. So Cane's, I think, is like the only fast food I get, and Chick-fil-A nuggets occasionally. But that's it. I don't know, older, or it's not healthy, or I think it's disgusting. I don't know what it is, a combo of all of it. I just kind of avoid fast food. But man, when I was a kid, I thought fast food was like the best stuff on earth. I love going to McDonald's and Burger King and Popeyes. Popeyes was damn good when I was a kid. It was incredible. Popeyes, when I was a child, like 30, 40 years ago, Popeyes was the best fast food in the history of fast food. The chicken was fresh. It was battered in the store. The corn was good. The dirty rice was great. The red beans and rice, Warren LaRuth invented those. They were great. The onion rings were freshly dipped. The onion rings were like as good as it gets. And the biscuit I talked about, Popeyes was 30, 40 years ago, the best fast food ever created. And now it's, a big national chain, I think based out of Atlanta. And it's just, crappy, greasy fast food. Anyway, you want the opposite of that? How about Lebanon's Cafe tonight for dinner? They're 7 days a week at Lebanon's. They open at 11 a.m. every morning, and they go till 9:30 at night. You can roll in there 8:45, 9:15, and Lebanon's will take care of you. A lot of places shut down early, not Lebanon's. 11 a.m. to 9:30, 7 days a week. Some of the finest Middle Eastern food in Metro New Orleans. Lebanon's Cafe. Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, where Carrollton's one lane. In between Claiborne's and the River Bend. Under the oak trees on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe. This weather we got going tonight, you can dine outside tonight at Lebanon's Cafe. And the next week and a half, outdoor dining at Lebanon's Cafe. Outstanding weather for the next week and a half in New Orleans. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. When we come back, a lot more, including Hurricane Milton updates.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Every day, you're checking me out on the radio, on YouTube, on TV. You can't see on radio, but I'm drinking my Evermore water. EVAMOR, Evermore water, New Orleans' very own. Evermore.com will give you all the information, plus home delivery, office delivery. Clearly better water, maybe the best water on earth, and I'm not kidding. New Orleans' own Evermore. The water plant, the bottling facility, literally sits right on top of the aquifer, about 40 miles, 35 miles from the Dome, from the French Quarter in Covington on the North Shore. And Evermore water, not touched by human beings, not touched by air until you open the cap, literally. Protected by tons of impenetrable rock about a half mile under the ground. Thousands of years in the making. High pH level, naturally high alkaline water. Naturally filtered and pure. No added alkaline, no additives. It's pretty incredible. Smooth, thirst quenching. Sourced only from Evermore's rare, protected artesian aquifer. One of the very few natural water sources in the entire country that's naturally high alkaline. Evermore.com for home or office delivery. Plus, it's at Rouse's. I went to Francesca Deli not last week, the week before. Evermore water there. A lot of people are discovering New Orleans' own Evermore, EVAMOR, evermore.com. Clearly better water, Evermore. It's what I'm drinking every day on the show, what I've got at home in the fridge. Evermore.com. Find out more. Cassie Sherm, Channel 6. She does a really good job. Investigative reporter working with Travers Mackle. She was down at City Hall trying to interview CAO Gilbert Montano, went down there, didn't know if she was going to get the interview or not. Finds him in the hallway, wants to discuss the city budget. And Montano's nervous, inevitably there's going to be a question about the investigation. He essentially is walking away, and it's sad because I think Gilbert Montano is probably a good person. And I think Gilbert Montano got caught up in New Orleans politics and, went down the wrong path. I'm not cutting him any slack. But just looking at him today, I felt almost sorry for him. It was sort of sad. He has this woman who I guess is his media person in between him and Cassie Sherm. And Cassie Sherm's trying to ask Gilbert Montano questions. And the media person's Gilbert's not saying a thing. And the media person's well, you can't ask that. We're not really talking about this today, blah, blah, blah. And then Gilbert starts trying to walk away. And great job by Cassie Sherm's photographer. While Cassie Sherm's trying to ask questions to the media person, can I ask Gilbert this? The photographer blows past everybody, by Cassie Sherm, by the media person, by Gilbert Montano walking down the hall, and gets in front of him to shoot him walking away down the hall. And then Montano looks back, and I guess there was maybe a cell phone recording or another photographer from Channel 6. And it was sad. He looked like a deer in the headlights. And then incriminates himself publicly. A few weeks ago when asked about the tickets get passed around this town, trying to justify taking tickets. The problem is the national championship game, Saints playoffs, he got them from the Zeton guy who got them for Randy Farrell. The feds know all this. So one of two things is going to happen to Gilbert Montano. If he's smart, he can be a cooperating witness for the feds and probably walk from this. Not saying he didn't do anything wrong. He definitely did something wrong. He took something of value from a citizen and did a quid pro quo. Got, that influenced him to get the mayor to do something for that citizen. So his role as CAO, he took something of value to essentially give that citizen something back of value from the city. So one of two things is going to happen. He's either going to be a cooperating witness or he's going to be indicted by the feds. And he might get indicted by the feds and then be a cooperating witness and essentially walk. I'm not trying to cut him any slack, but what he did is minor compared to the mayor and Vappy and others. So if Gilbert Montano is smart, he'll cut a deal with the feds, be a cooperating witness against the mayor, and then move to another city and try to get back on his feet again. That's the best scenario for him, in my opinion. If he doesn't want to do that, he'll probably get indicted, and I don't know what that's going to lead to. Some jail time or probation and fines. I have no idea. But Gilbert Montano today, you can check it out on Cassie Sherm's Twitter. I reposted it at Corey Johnson on my Twitter. No, he looked like a deer caught in the headlights. It was sad. Speaking of sad and pathetic, a Luling woman yesterday, 2:00 in the afternoon, driving down the street with a rope behind her car, dragging a dog. I don't know if this woman was on drugs, needed to be on her medication, is crazy, was drunk. I have no idea, but she was correctly arrested. Aggravated cruelty to animals. That was Luling about 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Good job, law enforcement. Hurricane Milton weakens from a Cat 5 to a Cat 4. Now it's back up to Cat 5 strength. Expected to hit the Tampa St. Pete area in about 25 hours. 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Hopefully a Category 3 or less. Hopefully less storm surge. Hopefully picks up speed and beelines across the state and gets out into the Atlantic. This is, less than 2 weeks from Hurricane Helene hitting Florida. Now it's Hurricane Milton, another monster. And a lot of folks are evacuating as we speak up I-95 in Florida, and gas stations are out of gas. There's a fear people could run out of gas on the interstate and block the interstate. What's that, Blue Boy? No, it is. It's tragic. Keep the folks in Tampa, St. Pete, Sarasota, all of that Florida area in your thoughts and prayers. No doubt, Blue Boy. No doubt. Corey Johnson with you. I'll be back tomorrow, straight up 4 o'clock. A wide open Wednesday edition of the program. See you tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Be there. Down, Blue Boy, down.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.